Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today I am talking about Horizon Zero Dawn and the courage of the storytelling that is within this world and this story. So, I kind of had to, I just have to preface this because if I'm talking about video games, I feel like people need to understand where I'm coming at. I don't play video games. They're just 100% not my thing. But what is 100% my thing is amazing worlds and amazing stories. And I watched my son Xavier play through Horizon Dawn, and that sparked interest in it. And I read everything I could about this game. So I read the entire Wikipedia page, started diving into the wikis that have been set up. I've read about all the creatures, all the weapons. It's amazing. So this is an incredible world that's been built by Guerrilla Games. And actually, I'm really fascinated by this game. So one of the things I've already done is I have created a Garibay game kit so that I can explore this world through Fate Accelerated. And Fate Accelerated is a free tabletop role-playing game that is designed exactly for this, to allow you to take an existing world and jump in and play tabletop role-playing game stories just like Dungeons and Dragons within that world. So I built a Garibay game kit to play Horizon Zero Dawn within Fate Accelerated. I'll be using that, and then everybody can use that on this Tuesday which is coming up. I think third week of March. It'll be out in just a few days, and it'll be available for free on nerdarchy.com. So this game is like, this game world is just taking all of my brain space, and that's why I start talking to you guys about stuff, is when I can't stop thinking about it, right? So Horizon Zero Dawn is really just an amazing world and an amazing story. And I think it's incredible that Guerrilla Games was able to build this specific world and tell this specific story. So to be clear, major spoilers for the game going forward, okay? So the thing that really shocks me, and I think is absolutely incredible about the Horizon Zero Dawn story, is that essentially it takes place. So here's all the things I love. This game takes place on Earth 1,000 years from now, okay? So it takes place in like the year 3005. It takes place in the year 3000 AD, right here on Earth. So I love that, because the game is a prediction. It's saying, hey, here's what it's saying, this is what happens to our world if we make these choices, right? And then the world that they paint, the world that they build, is just stunning. It's like so compelling. So one of the things they get into is, they say that in the early 20th century, our time right now, the military has a U.S. Robotics Command division. And so U.S. Robotics Command is building these robots, and essentially they build robots that are, essentially predator robots, and these are corruptor robots. Robots that use biomass as fuel. So biomass is leaves on trees, grass on the ground, human beings. We're all biofuel, right? So they created robots that use biofuel, use biomass as fuel. That is an incredibly dangerous idea. No one should ever do that. That's crazy. You know what I mean? So now it totally makes sense, because when you're in weapons development, you do crazy stuff all the time, right? That's how the most dangerous weapons that have ever been built were made, doing things that are just horrific, right? And so I definitely think it's possible that somebody can make something like this. They absolutely shouldn't. And man, that's one thing that I really like about this game too, is it's talking to us right now, saying, hey, there's almost no limits to what we can do. The question is, what should we do? And I'm an evangelical Christian, and this brings to light exactly the story, the Tower of Babel, where and we're getting there. There are people doing experimentation on all kinds of human humanity in different stages, and we're definitely at a zone where, you know, the question of what we can do is really, we really shouldn't be asking that anymore. The question is what we should be doing. And Horizon Zero Dawn is all over that. They're telling you. So what happens in Horizon Zero Dawn in the year 2066, based on this decision to make robots that use biomass as fuel, every single human being on Earth is killed, dead. The entire human experiment, you know, like, actually, it's not an experiment. Their experiment with these robots kills all of humanity. You know, mankind, who has been on the Earth for 6,000 years and, you know, is gone, completely gone. And that is a level of storytelling that is massively courageous. And the reason why is, at that point, within Horizon Zero Dawn, you learn that everyone on that planet is a modified clone. So, you know, basically when the robots go out of control, there were other humans who built robot systems that would combat the bad robot systems, and so Gaia was built. And Gaia is a specific robot system that had the specific goal of repopulating the Earth, re-terraforming the Earth, you know, putting back on grass, putting back on trees, and then making modified clones to populate the Earth, right? And Gaia does that. And so Aloy, the main protagonist, finds out that she's a modified clone, right? So she, and that's a big deal. She's not born of a mother or a father, right? And that's crazy. Like that, you know, you're really out there. Like at this level of story, you know, this has allusions, you know, to births that don't involve regular intercourse. Like this, you're on the deep end of the pool on this kind of storytelling. This is just really out there, really out there. So I really, now, and the other thing is, it's easy to tell a story with, you know, with really crazy flailing ideas in it, but to make that stuff land, that's the hard part. And Horizon Zero Dawn really does make this land, right? So Horizon Zero Dawn has this incredible story in the middle where essentially, and I think that's one of the things I really like about Horizon Zero Dawn is every apocalypse game is like, oh, you know, there was a terrible apocalypse and, you know, and a lot of people got hurt, but not all the people got hurt. Like this is like, and all the people got killed. Like this is an apocalypse game with, you know, where they have really, you know, rammed the pedal down, right? And every, you know, and it's risky because if you realize that you're playing someone who's not even human, who wasn't born of a man and a woman, that's kind of alien, right? And generally, when we play video games or when we're in a story, we want to relate to the main protagonist. Aloy is not really relatable in that she's not really human, right? My take is that she's not really human. And but within the story, I think Guerrilla Games 100% successfully makes you have empathy with this character. And so I'm just really amazed at what they were able to accomplish with this game. The other thing that I think is really, really fascinating about Horizon Zero Dawn is it's a post-apocalyptic game. That's not new. That's not new at all. But what is new is post-apocalyptic world that is stunningly beautiful. I had never seen this before. I was like, wow. You know, every movie I've ever seen in a post-apocalyptic world, every book I've ever read, it's always these scrubby, horrible, you know, brown, dirty places, right? And, you know, where everything's dead. And here, this is a post-apocalyptic world that is stunningly gorgeous. It looks like a national park. You know what I mean? It's crazy. There's colors everywhere. And that is just amazing. Now, my son Xavier, who plays a lot of video games, he said this isn't new. Fallout did this and BioShock did this previously. But it's the first time I've seen it, and that I was really, really amazed. And so, you know, I now have to figure out how I'm gonna interact with Guerrilla Games, because I have zero intention of playing Horizon Zero Dawn. Video games just aren't my thing, and they take an immense amount of time. But I really, really want to interact with their world, and I also want to reward that company for building that game. So the thing I can think of that's best right now is to purchase the game guide, and that'll be great, because I've done that before. I've purchased game guides for like games like Mass Effect, where I don't have any interest in playing a video game, but the world they've built is so compelling and so interesting that the game guides are really, really good reads. So I will be purchasing the game guide for Horizon Zero Dawn, and then also, I mean, hopefully they'll bring out other games where I can interact with this world more directly. For instance, a collectible card game, a board game. Man, you know, I don't even want to keep up my hopes. Like, so I've built a Garibay game kit to play Horizon Zero Dawn through Fate Accelerated. But it would be amazing if, like, they did a great job and actually converted this into a full tabletop role-playing game, just the way they did the best video game conversion to a tabletop role-playing game that I've ever seen, by far, is Dragon Age. And that is really, really strong. Dragon Age is amazing. So, and that was put out by Green Ronin Press. They did a really fantastic job with it. And I would really love to see, I would love it if Green Ronin Games got the ability to make Horizon Zero Dawn. Actually, you know what? I would, you know, it'd be really nice also if they gave it to Fred Hicks. There's a lot of companies I'd be really interested in seeing. I'd also really be interested to see a PBTA powered by Apocalypse game. There's a lot of tabletop role-playing game systems that I think would really deal exceptionally well with Horizon Zero Dawn, and maybe even they could convert it to Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition rule set for Wizards of the Coast. I don't actually think that's the best rule set in the world, but what Wizards of the Coast could do is they could do a really extensive, gorgeous rules book with incredible art, and actually they even could build a new rule set for it. When you talk about you know, Wizards of the Coast, their tabletop role-playing game company, they are the most advanced. They have the most advanced production facilities. They have the most advanced game designers. They by far have the most advanced art group. So I'm really, really just completely enamored with the world of Horizon Zero Dawn and the characters within it, and the bold story choices that they made to bring this game alive. Horizon Zero Dawn, really amazing game. Take a look for that Garibay game kit that'll be available on Tuesday at nerdarchy.com. It'll allow you to play Horizon Zero Dawn as a tabletop role-playing game using the Fate Accelerated rule set, which is 100% free. So, you know, basically, if you're familiar with the Horizon Zero Dawn world, you can play this as a tabletop role-playing game with, you know, 3 to 4 to 5 players for $0, which I think is pretty exciting. Take care.